If your LangChain agent doesn't have a summarization middleware, it's already broken. Guys, have you noticed when you talk to ChatGPT or any of these agents for a long time, the same chat thread, you see something like summarizing chat or something like that. That is what the summarization middleware is. So basically, what it does is, because the LLMs have limited context window, like they can only hold so much things in one context, like in their memory. So it's better to have the LLM summarize the chat interaction that we have done so far, so that then it can continue forward. So then context reduces. So yeah, let's get to the summarization middleware. So here is how I've imported the summarization middleware, and again the same memory. So the way to define the summarization middleware is, it takes model as input, a trigger, and a keep. So model, as we know, it's the OpenAI model that I'm using. Trigger means trigger this middleware when the size of the message, the amount of messages become 10. So if you talk to ChatGPT or something, if your messages become 10, then it'll trigger the summarization and then summarize the chat, and it'll keep 3 messages. So that's how you initiate it. So let's run this. It's done. Okay, let me show you how it looks as well. Agent middleware, print it. So again, so this is a before middleware, and now again we have a thread ID one. It could be that UID again, so maybe I should use that because I might have old threads. So let's do that quickly. Oops. So this should work. So now we have a config. So here we have prompts, which is basically representing my each message or a chat with the AI agent in the current thread, in the current conversation. So let's say I'm just asking, what is the weather in Tokyo? What is the capital of France? What is 10 minus 10? Blah, blah, blah. So this is just representing my chat with an agent in a current thread. And what I'm doing is, when I fire each message to the agent, I'm printing the message, the response that's coming back, and the length of the response up until that point. So let's run this and see what happens. So it prints the first message length was 4, then 6, then 8, then 10. And now if you notice, now it's reduced to 5. And the reason it reduced was, we had triggered the summarization middleware at 10 length. So which means, if you see, it says here is a summary of the conversation to date. So as soon as the message length hit 10, it summarized the context of the current chat and then continued the conversation. So this is how the summarization middleware works. So there are various ways the summarization works. One we just saw was the message length based, where when you said when the message length becomes 10, then it should get triggered. Another way to do it is token based. So if you see here, what we're saying is, when the token size become 300, when the utilized tokens number of tokens is 300, then you trigger it and you keep 100 of it. So let's run this. It just initializes the agent. So here what I'm doing now is, again, creating a new thread. In this array, like with each city in this array, I'm just asking the agent, what is the weather of this city, right? And then I'm printing the approximate token count, which uses this function, which is just basically sum of message. And then we're printing the message from the LLM. So this is what our loop would be. So let's run this and see what happens. So if you notice, it's printing like, okay, there are approximate 86 tokens used until now, 177, 280. And now notice, as soon as it hit 300, it triggered the summarization. So it started summarizing right here. So that's how you can have a token based summarization as well. So guys, this is how you use middlewares. There are many more middlewares that LangChain provides by default, like they are built in. So let me show you this. If you go here on LangChain docs, you see summarization and human in the loop that we just explored. They are like model call limit, tool call limit, model fallback, PI detection, to-do list, like a lot of these pretty cool built-in middlewares. And if you go here, like you can also build your own custom middleware. So they have like the 4 hooks that we talked about right here. and then like you can you can just define a function which is like, okay, this is a before model middleware, and then it takes state and runtime as input. And so I'll make a separate video of how to build a custom middleware as well if you want. And I hope this now really improves the agents you build, and you can really do crazy stuff with this because you have the trust of human in the loop. And then you can also summarize it so the chat experience is longer and better. So in the next video we'll probably talk about the memory, how memory management works in an agent, because that's also pretty useful topic. Like, how do you save these threads, how the memory management happens, and all of that, which would be pretty interesting to learn. And I think in a few videos we will be capable of writing a really solid agent. And I'll keep learning and keep sharing. And please comment on the video if you like this one, and if anything else you want me to create, I'll be happy to do that. I have my initial roadmap that I want to cover and learn along the way. So cheers, let's grow.